last video I have already taught you up to strategic formulation. So here we have to understand another point of benefits of understanding business environment, coping with changes. Business environment, it is informing the management of the means it is providing the knowledge about the different changes and the management of each and every business concern. So try to understand the changes and it should try to adjust with those changes. So this adjustment with the changes will further prepare a business concern to adjust itself with the changes and just to update itself with the changes. Public image. When the business environment is understood by a business concern and its management, then it is doing only those activities, those things which are providing opportunity to understand to the business by public. And when the public is satisfied with the business organizational strategy formulation or its activities or its any work done by the business organization, then it creates a good image of the business concern, okay, among people. And if it is created, means each and every move of the business is appreciated by the public. That benefits to the business. Continuous learning. The regular changes in the business environment, it is providing opportunity to the business executives to understand that, to learn with the changes, and when they are learning with those changes, they are preparing themselves to work for providing better advantage to the business organization. So this way, these continuous changes are providing new experiences to the executives, new opportunity to the executives to scan the changes, to understand the changes and to take the decision according to the changes, okay, which in turn provides benefit to the business concern in which they are working. So these are the benefits of the understanding of business environment. And here once again I am giving a recap of the advantage. First mover advantage. You know, first mover advantage, it is said that the business concern which understand the business environment, he decides to bring certain goods and services by understanding which the others are not doing. For example, Maruti Udyog understands the needs and aspirations of the middle income class of the people in India, and in accordance to their income, the spending capacity brought the small car. In the same way, early warning signal, those business concerns, those who are running their business, they understand the changes which are taking place and the impact of those changes on their business. And through that, it is helpful in their decision making, which in turn provide benefit to the business. For example, Maruti Udyog Limited understood that the different manufacturers are likely to enter in the small car market, and in accordance to that, the Maruti Udyog brought the Maruti steam car and increased its production manifold. So this way it captured the market. Customer focus, we are understanding the focus point of any business concern is its customers. So how the focus point is customer? For that purpose, the business has to understand the need and aspiration of the customers, changes in the business environments, and prepare itself in accordance to those changes. So this way, whatever the customers are expecting, that is understood by the business, and in accordance to that, the goods and services are produced and brought in the market. Strategy formulation in the same. The business organization, the understand changes in the business environment, and in accordance to that it prepares its strategy. Like the strategy was of this decision of the government was just to provide more value and importance to development of tourism, and keeping in view that the ITC company understood that, and in accordance to that it prepares its strategy to develop the hotel and restaurant industry in the country, and this way it was provided benefit to that business in growth and development. Coping with changes in the same way, whatever the changes are taking place, if the business organization comes to understand those changes in advance, in accordance to those changes, the business organization can prepare itself in advance and adjust, and that helps in survival and growth of the business. In the same way, public image. So, public image, you are understanding that the people, those who are using the goods and services of the business, they see the activities of the business. So when the business organizations are producing the goods and services that is used by the public, so their activities, like if they are creating excessive pollution, if they are doing works which is against the interest of public, then the public will not prefer the goods and services of those business concerns. So that's why business concerns are supposed to build their public image. Like many business concerns, Reliance, Birla Group of the companies, Wipro, all these have made their good public image. So that is very important. Continuous learning, as I have already said, that the business organization is always, it is learning from its environment. Its executives are scanning the change in the business environment, and in accordance to that, they used to learn new experiences, and these new experiences are helpful in decision making for the benefit of business. So that is called here continuous learning. So this way, this topic is complete, and the next one is, that is business dimensions. So dimensions of business environment. So dimensions of business environment, you know, it has several dimensions. Broadly, these dimensions are divided in two parts. Okay, so what are these dimensions? About that I am going to tell you. Dimensions of dimensions of business environment. So business environment has several dimensions. these dimensions are divided in two parts. First one is micro environment, and second macro environment. Macro environment. So micro and macro two environments are there. Micro environment is that environment which is concerned to the business which can influence to a single business. Micro environment, that part of environment which influence to a single business, means this environment influence to a business concern, and this micro environment is divided in two parts. This micro environment is also known as the task environment or direct section environment. Micro environment is known as task environment. It is also known as task environment. Task environment means when a business concern works or provide its services or produce its goods, it has two environments, and these two environments, these are called internal environment and external environment. So micro environment, first you have to see micro environment. It is divided in two parts. First one is called external environment. External factors, and second one is internal factors. So external factors, if we see, the external factors are divided here in different parts like customers, competitors, first one, customer, competitors, then suppliers, market intermediaries, financiers and public. Financiers and public. In the same way, internal environment is divided in different factors, and these are corporate culture, corporate culture, second mission and objective, mission and objectives, third top management structure, management, top management structure, power structure, company image and brand equity, brand equity, human and other resources. Human and other sources. So in this session, I am telling you about the parts of microenvironment. Microenvironment, as I have already said, that microenvironment is divided in two parts. It has two parts: external factors and internal factors. Internal factors includes corporate culture, mission and objective, top management structure, power structure, company image and brand equity, the human and other resources. External factors includes customers, competitors, suppliers, market intermediaries, financiers, and the public. So these external factors of the microenvironment, these are not under the control of business. They are outside to the business, and their moves, their activities, changes in their activities that has a direct influence on a business concern. As it is said that external factors, that these are concerned to a particular business. So here suppose customers. If the behavior of customers, whether the customers want to purchase goods for long term, they want to purchase for short term, they are what type of customers, like old age customers, young age customers, female customers, or male customers. So all these are according to that, their nature, their taste, their choice, all these things are varying, these are changing. So these changes are according to the behavior of the customers. A business organization has to prepare itself and it has to plan to bring its goods in the market. Otherwise, if the business organization is not able to understand who are their customers, then they cannot decide what they have to produce and market. So that is very important. Second, competitors. The competitors are another important factor of external environment, because any change which is taking place in the customer's strategy, this competitor's strategy, that has a direct influence on a business concern. If the competitor is changing its marketing strategy, a business concern has to change or it has to review its marketing strategy. The next one is suppliers. Suppliers, they are playing very important role in success of a business. Suppliers are the persons, those who are bringing goods and services which is consumed by a business concern to produce its goods or services. So, suppliers are playing very important role. Suppliers, if they are satisfied, the business concerns understand its suppliers and it try to prepare a strategy according to the suppliers move, then they will get success. For example, if the suppliers are satisfied with the business concerns activities, then suppliers are ready to supply goods on time. Suppliers are having good relation with the business, or business is having good relation with the suppliers, then the suppliers' needs and expectations will be fulfilled by the business, and in turn the suppliers will try to satisfy the demands of the customers on time. The suppliers' demands of the business concern on time. The marketing intermediaries in the same way you can understand these are the persons, those who are sitting in between the seller and the buyer. So, buyer and seller, large number of persons are working, like transporters are there, warehouse keepers are there, or other middlemen or wholesalers are there, retailers are there. These are called marketing intermediaries. So, their activities are to the greater extent influencing the success of a business. If a business is getting good support by intermediaries, means it can plan its business activities properly and it can get right information from the market. The cost of the business concerns will be saved regarding storage and supply, and even the flow of the goods will be maintained smoothly. Financiers, you are understanding any business concern which is working or which is running, it is running on the basis of its financial resources. So, financiers are the persons, those who are providing financial resources like short-term and long-term financial resources to the business. If the business is willing to run smoothly, its liquidity position should be good, means it should have sound financial position, and for that sound financial position it should have good relationship with the finance. If it is in position to win the trust and confidence of the financer. Who are the financiers? Like you can understand, the shareholders are there, bankers are there, financial institutions are there, trade creditors are there. So all these are the persons, those who are providing financial support to the business. So for financial relations and understanding of the financiers, or any activity of the financiers has a direct influence on the business. So that's why business is supposed to maintain very good relationship and understanding with the finance. Public at large, any input, as I have already said, the business gets input from its environment and gives outputs to the environment, and public is the part of that external environment. So, any activity of the business which is favoring to the public, that builds the good image of the business among public. If the business organization regularly provide information about its activities, its achievements, its further plans to the public, then public will get information and it will rely. The activities of the business concerns regarding to the, like you can say, pollution control, or protecting environment from pollutions, or development of community centers, health centers, educational institutions, all these are creating good relation, good image of the business among public. So that helps to the building up public image. So all these are the external factors. Now you can see internal factors. Internal factors includes means all those factors which is created within the business concern itself, and all these are under the control of business. Internal factors means जो भी सारे फैक्टर्स जो बिजनेस के अंदर खुद होते हैं और जो बिजनेस के कंट्रोल में होते हैं उसको हम इंटरनल फैक्टर्स बोलते हैं, ये इसको आंतरिक कारक बोलते हैं. जैसे पहला कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर. कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर, यू नो, एवरी बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज इट्स values, its ethics. Okay, so these values and the ethics of the corporate sectors are playing very important role in its success. Every business concern, in the beginning, it will have to develop its ethics, its values. So these ethics and values, okay, are creating its corporate culture. So those ethics and values are kept in mind regarding any activity, any move of the business. Second, missions and the objectives. So missions and objectives, you are understand, every business organization has its certain mission or certain objective. Some are having long-term objectives, some are having certain missions, and some are having short-term objectives or some other missions. Example is their missions and objectives. Every business concern has its mission. Like the mission of Dhirubhai Ambani was to become largest industry in private sector. It was the mission. Okay, and due to that mission, he was able to establish a big petrochemical industry. So mission and objectives are set by the business concern, and if the mission and objective is set in accordance to that mission and objective, all the plans and strategies of the business concerns are made. Next one is top management structure. Top management structure means any business concern has its management, and its management includes the board of directors, managing directors, general managers, and these persons are top management. So top management structure, it tells that structure of management should be in such way that it should possess the experienced person, it should possess young and energetic persons. Experienced persons, they are able to think and to guide to the this young and energetic persons. Young and energetic persons are in position to formulate the strategies and policies and programs of the business. So that's why he said the top management structure should be balanced. If it is balanced, then it will include the persons as much as experienced person, and other than that, young and energetic. Only experienced persons are there in the team, it means that business cannot success properly. And only young and energetic persons are there, then there will be lack of experience. So that's why our top management structure should be planned in such a way. Power structure. Power structure of any business concern that includes the board of directors. The different persons are there in the board of directors. So who is having power level of means a level, or you can say every person should have power according to its knowledge, experience, and the position in the management. So power structure is playing very important role. If the power structure is made properly, then the people will understand one another, and the same way they will be in position to take their decision. So that is a given here. It is a very important varying in the decision making, because if the power structure is proper, then only the people can understand their limits and the levels, and in accordance to that it will be helpful in the decision making of the business section. पावर स्ट्रक्चर मतलब ये कहा गया है कि जो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स में जो लोग काम करते हैं, जो एग्जीक्यूटिव्स काम करते हैं, उनमें सबकी जो है अथॉरिटी, सबके पावर्स से क्लियर कट अलग अलग होने चाहिए. अब जब ऐसे जो है क्लियर कट पावर्स और अथॉरिटी होती हैं, तो ये बिजनेस के डिसीजन मेकिंग में बहुत हेल्प करता है, सहयोग करता है. तो इस तरह से ये पावर स्ट्रक्चर इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. द company image and brand equity. Any business organization, if it want to become popular, it will have to build its image and its brand equity. Company's image, how it is built? If the company is working in accordance to the law, okay, whatever the government has decided, in accordance to that the company works, the company understands the need and expectations and aspirations of the public. The company is not doing anything contrary to the public, then its good image is built. And if the image is built good, then the company's any move or any goods or any service which is generated by the company, that will be preferred by the people. Means image is good, then also the government machineries and other forces which are you can say coming just to evaluate or just to know the working of the companies, they are not going to interfere in the activities of the company if the company has good image. Brand equity also you are understanding. The things which are produced and which are sold by the companies, then that is built. Brand is built, or under that brand only these things are goods or services are sold. So how this brand equity you can see, if the company is having good image in the society, it is satisfying to its suppliers, its investors, its financiers, then brand equity is built. And if it is built, then it will provide success to the company. And next one is, that is human and other resources. Other than these factors, the human and other resources are there. Those who are available in the business concern, like human resources means manpower which is working in the business concern. If that manpower is dedicated and devoted, if the manpower is having good relationship, proper understanding in the business concerns, then it will provide success to the business. And this way, other resources like the raw material, machines, tools, okay, all these which are utilized in the business, if all these things are utilized in proper manner, right things at right place, and right resources are brought in the business, then it will be helpful in creating a good coordination, and through that the smooth working will be possible. And this way, this internal resources factors are there. If any drawbacks are coming in these resources, then that is in the hand of management. Management can make changes in these things. So this way, this micro environment I have already completed. So you have to review it, and further if you think that you are finding any difficulty, means you may bring in my notice, and again I'll correct that or improve that, or I'll try to make you understand in more easy way. So I hope all of you will find it better, and it will be useful to you. Thanks.